it's really a form of self-betrayal is really what it is. And I've experienced that firsthand. Well, welcome everyone back to a long overdue um, another episode of Bloom, a platform where we focus on wellness and self-discovery. I really wanted to be intentional about this first episode of the new year and talk about my 5 top lessons learned in 2023 in regards to my wellness. First, I just want to take a moment to just soak it in. I cannot believe that it's 2024 already. And for many people, I know that 2023 brought many blessings, but also many stressors. And I do know from firsthand experience that sometimes the moments that may seem stressful are the moments that really teach us the greatest lessons and really build and strengthen our character. So, which brings me to my first point. One of the biggest things that I learned in 2023 is to embrace change. I can be a person of definiteness. I like to have a plan, especially in my personal life. I am very free spirited, though, and I think a lot of times people pick up on that essence of me. But I do like to put pen to paper and have a plan as far as how I would like my life to go. I do a vision board every year. I revisit it often throughout, like quarterly, sometimes even monthly, if something needs to change that maybe it just doesn't align with me. But one of the biggest things that I notice is that whenever things would deviate from that plan, I would just get so overwhelmed. And one of the biggest lessons is that I learned how to really come up with a plan and just let go. As things continue to shift, I learned to welcome change even more and really be at peace with myself, knowing that things may fluctuate, but I am adaptable. We are all adaptable, and we can morph and change and evolve through those changes. And also, even though we may have a beautiful plan, leave a little bit of room in there for the possibility that the new adventure or the twist and a turn might eventually bring you to a destination that's far greater than anything that you or I could have definitely imagined. So that's definitely one of the biggest things that I learned. The second thing that I definitely learned was to prioritize self-care. This is so important. I think that sometimes we hear conversations about why we need to prioritize self-care and it's important for women to take care of themselves. But 2023 really showed me why self-care needs to be programmed into my schedule, daily and monthly and weekly, because a lot of times as women, and it depends on your personality type, but we can be nurturers and sometimes we can forget to nurture ourselves. I genuinely like to see other people happy, and it doesn't manifest itself in that way if I am not pouring into myself and making sure that I have everything that I need in order to present my best self. So in the past, the old Zakia used to come up with things that I want to do for other people or things that I have to do to meet the expectations of others. Now I think more so about what makes me happy and what do I need and how can I serve myself first, spiritually, even by going to church more, reading scripture, socializing more, spending time with friendships, talking about things that just may make me feel fulfilled in my personal life. And so I prioritize those kind of conversations and interactions way more than I used to. But even things like a massage, like I never thought that I liked massages. I've always been a facial girl, or so I thought, until I had a massage last year in 2023. And I realized the many health benefits, but also it was just so soothing and so relaxing to just have someone really just like catering to me and my needs. And you may say, okay, well, you have to pay for something like that. But if you can afford to, factor things like that into your life or find budget friendly ways to incorporate things that you desire into your life until you can maybe delegate that responsibility to someone else that's a specialist that actually enjoys offering that service themselves. But a lot of times I notice that like once we get what we need and have the sense of fulfillment and enjoyment in the things that add value to us, that's when I realize that I am able to really nurture and serve other people more, and do the work that I know that I'm supposed to do because I feel good about it and I feel good and at peace with myself, and that I'm nurturing my temple. And so that self-care routine is critical for me to not experience burnout, which is really easy to do if I'm not thinking about myself and being, I don't know if I should say if selfish is the right word, but really self-aware. And so the next thing that I definitely feel was important that I learned in 2023 is the importance of setting boundaries. When when you desire peace and you need peace, and most of us really need and deserve peace in our life, you really have to be strategic about positioning yourself in your life to have that calmness that you deserve and you desire. And the only way to do that is with boundaries. And so a lot of times, as children, even if I watch my children, they are fantastic at setting boundaries or expressing their needs or desires by saying no or I don't like that. But sometimes, as adults, or some adults may uh, force people to do things or children to do things that they don't want to do. And over time, sometimes people can become what, I've seen as like people pleasers, where that little voice in your head, if somebody asks you, if you want to go to, do you want to go to the store? And you may say, no, in your head, I don't want to go, I want to go take a nap. But outward, you express, sure, I'll go with you because you don't want to let someone else down. Well, that's just like a little way of showing how somebody could be a people pleaser. And it's really a form of self betrayal, is really what it is. And I've experienced that firsthand when you deny yourself in your own spirit or betray your own self in your own spirit at the benefit of someone else. You're neglecting yourself and your own self-care ritual, and that is the ultimate form of neglect, in my opinion, is when you betray yourself and you don't show yourself the love and the care that you need. So this 2023 really showed me the importance of setting boundaries to protect my emotional and mental well-being, and being comfortable with telling people no, or if they do something that I don't like. One of the things that I realized is that initially people may, not be okay with that because they're so used to you being a yes person, or, going with what they want. And that's okay. Why would someone not want to get their way? I think most people want what they want. I know I want what I want too, but sometimes people just don't consider the needs or desires of other people. And so you may notice that when you start speaking up for yourself or just saying no with no explanation, that you may lose some people and it may feel isolating, but you don't want the people around you that are going to force you to betray yourself in order for them to be happy. You want to create an environment where both people can benefit and exist. So if I'm using that same example, if someone asks you to go to the store and you're tired or I'm tired, instead of saying yes because I just don't want to let that person down, instead, if I'm open to it, I would say, I'm tired right now. Actually, I had a 2-hour nap planned in my day, but if you want to go around 5 o'clock this afternoon, I'd be available. And so, that's a perfect way to open it up and see if that is something that they're interested in, but you're not betraying yourself and giving your body what it needs and desires as well. And so that's just another form of a boundary. And a boundary doesn't have to be understood by someone else. It's just a way for you to protect your peace. And that one definitely, I've learned, takes some work, especially when you haven't done it much in the past. But it's definitely worth exploring and needed in order to maintain peace. Number 4, this one is so important. I think all of them might be equally important, but this one was just a life-changing lesson for me. And this number 4 is mindfulness and gratitude. I learned last year firsthand and even through research that our minds are just naturally wired to observe or push forward negative thoughts in the forefront of our mind. And so I really started prioritizing really reframing my thoughts and choosing which thoughts I want to give attention to and elevate, and really rewiring my brain essentially. And so mindfulness and gratitude is top of the priority list. And so I'll start with gratitude. Gratitude is obviously just being thankful for the things that you do have. And even something as simple as thank you for, my lights. Thank you for the friendships that I have. Thank you for, my children, or thank you for breath. Thank you for another day. The things that sometimes can be taken for granted. And that is so important. And so like now I started, before I go to bed, I'll write down or vocalize 5 things that I'm grateful for. So it really sets the tone for my rest. And then the next morning, someone actually commented on my page saying that, and I thought this was so profound. It was right before bed too, and it was life-changing for me. If you woke up the next morning and you only had the things that you were grateful for yesterday, what would you have? Wow. Like really take the time to like think about that, because I mean, sometimes we can tell the people that we love most all of the terrible things about them, but never highlight the good things. And so that's just become part of my practice, is just to be more grateful and express gratitude to myself, my environment, and then the people that have chosen to create and spend time with me in my life. The other part of that is mindfulness. I think that in this day and age, mindfulness can be something that's very challenging to really appreciate or even honor. There's so much information out there, and TV and phones and tablets, that it's become so hard to just like have a moment to just focus on one thing. And so last year, I really realized that I would have moments of anxiety where I just felt like I just had so much to do and little time to do it. And then I realized, well, my mind is actually playing a trick on me because I have time to do these things. And so I just really got intentional about journaling and writing out to-do lists for myself every day. But then also like planning in time to move things away from social media, or trying to incorporate, and it's a process, I should say, but trying to incorporate more time where I'm just focusing on just one thing, so my brain is not overloaded, which is so important, not only for me but for everyone. And so the final thing is You're probably not going to be surprised that I'm going to mention this one. But the final thing is to surround yourself with positive people. Wow. This is so, so important. I mean, you are the company that you keep. And sometimes we can surround ourselves, especially if you're a lover, you're a nurturer, or you're a positive person. We can inadvertently find ourselves around people who are just so negative and just always complaining about life. And it's hard to resist that energy. And maybe sometimes you want to be the light, you want to be the light in a dark space. But maybe you don't have to spend 4 hours with that person. Maybe you might spend 15 minutes with that person. Sometimes that person may be someone that calls you on the phone and, they talk about a problem for an hour and a half. Maybe you need to limit your interaction with them, or, maybe 15 minutes into the call, or however long you can tolerate, offer or ask them what's their desired outcome. What would they like to see happen that's different than what it currently is? And maybe ask them questions about, okay, well, what do you think that needs to be changed in order to get there? If someone or something is a reoccurring issue for someone, then maybe a new direction needs to be introduced into the scenario. But first and foremost, I've realized that I have to surround myself with positivity, and I can't fix every circumstance or situation. And there's a lot of people who don't want their situation or circumstance to be fixed. Some people just want to dump their problems onto you or someone else. And that can be a lot for someone to carry, especially depending on what you're going through in your life. And so I've been very mindful of just making sure that I have people around me that are just very caring and loving and passionate about what they want to do in this world. And that fuels me as well to do more, to be more, and just be a state of peace and calm. Because I have people that reflect not only my now, but where I'm going in the future. So as we wrap up, I just wanted to give you my top 5 lessons of 2023. I think it's so important for us to take the time to really reflect on things of value that we were blessed to experience last year, so we can really reshape our focus and hold on to those gifts, so we can really have a wonderful 2024. I am just like, I woke up this morning with this feeling that there's so many great people who really took this year, the New Year's, to really set some powerful intentions. I feel like there's going to be some people who are watching this video who just started their own business, and they're not vocalizing it to other people because they don't want people to disturb that great energy and momentum that they have going on. And I just want to send nothing but positivity to those people who are really doing the hard things to change their life. It can be very challenging. It may feel isolating, but my goal really with this platform is to really create a community of people who are committed to living their best life possible, because we all deserve it. You deserve it. And I hope that you got something out of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want me to dive a little deeper on some other topics, feel free to let me know. But there is so much more to come, and I hope everybody has a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.